Right, what are we doing? We are looking at recycling our Christmas cards. Now, what I was thinking is that it depends really what you want to do with your Christmas cards. I know some people reuse them and make new Christmas cards, which is absolutely fine. I thought I would reuse some of my Christmas cards to decorate up an album. So it just sort of, you know, rather than them sort of going to landfill, you know, sort of rubbish and what have you, we can sort of use them that way. But it depends really on what you want to do with your Christmas album. So I did upload a video the other day on just how to make the very basic cover with the hinge, and this is what I'm going to use for tonight, just to sort of work on. And this is just got 3 hinges on here. I used construction tape to go around it rather than covering it with black cardstock completely on the outside. It was just another method. I just wanted to show you what you could do, so I just wanted to sort of bring that in. So if you missed that video, it is still on Facebook on our Craftywafty page, so do pop in and have a little look. I will get round to uploading it on YouTube as well, and then obviously you can just go in and see how I've made this. I also did recap on making the pages as well, so within the video, although I haven't attached the pages yet, because as you know, I like to wait until I've decorated up and then work out which order they're all going to go in. So that's what I was planning to do with those. So I've got them there ready. But as I was saying, it really depends on what you want to do with your Christmas album. Now, if you want to keep your Christmas cards, like if you've got some really special Christmas cards from family members and so forth, and you want to keep them every year, you could almost make yourself a little library up and have lots of pockets in your album that you can just slot your Christmas cards in from family and friends, and that the ones that you want to keep. So you could go down that route, or you could, if you wanted, have some pockets in there to keep some of your special cards, but also have some space to put some photos in as well. So you do a sort of a combo, as it were. So that's really where I'm thinking of going this evening, is that we might do a little bit of a combo where I'll keep some of the cards that I absolutely love, which have got some special messages in them, and then we'll do some photo mats and stuff to go in those. So there's quite a lot to get through for this evening, but my plan is really sort of just to get you started, and then what I'll do is I'll probably come back and do a little live video once I've finished off mine, because it obviously depends on what cards you've got in front of you, you know, what Christmas cards you've got. The different sizes, colours, shapes, etc will determine how and what you want to do with your Christmas cards, how you want to make up your pages. So what I've done already is I've gone through, I've got 2 big piles of Christmas cards here, and actually I've got some from last year because I didn't know what to do with them last year, not Christmas just gone, the Christmas before. So I've hung on to them, waiting for an opportunity to sort of come up with some sort of project of what I was going to do with them. So here we are. Now what I've done is I've put all the square cards in one pile, and then I've got here all the rectangular ones. So I thought that's a good place to start. Varying sizes, as you can see. This one got a couple of different shaped ones in there as well. So again, that might determine how I'm going to sort of create the page, but I've got quite a few. So I do know, and I do appreciate that not all of these are going to go into this Christmas album, but it may be a case of perhaps we'll make something else as well. The other thing is that I thought, okay, some of these cards aren't big enough to cover my album covers, but I have got some bits and pieces left over from the advent calendar that I did, so like some of the papers and things like that. So rather than that just sit there and go to waste, I might use some of that as well to decorate the outside of the album and that. But again, it's just about using up what you've already got, so you haven't necessarily got to go out and buy buy lots of new bits and pieces. So that's my plan. Well, that's my thought process anyway. Whether it works or not, we will wait and see. So I think the key thing is to consider what you want it for. Now, I've already partly cut a couple of pockets. Okay, one vertical, one horizontal pocket, which is obviously going to house some Christmas cards in there. So I think that will certainly do 2 pages. And then it's really just looking at what you've actually got and how you can sort of dismantle some of the cards to be creative with what you want to do on your pages. Now, I'm quite lucky that I do go to a club once a month, and the ladies there are scrapbookers, but they also make beautiful Christmas cards. So some of the elements that I've got in on some of these cards here are home or handmade, which I just absolutely love. So I definitely want to utilize some of those elements in there. And also you know, there are the printed ones as well, but again, it's just sort of looking through. Now, as you know, I am a big lover of penguins, so I think, and I shall probably use this card, which has got some lovely cute little penguins on it. So, and I quite like the fact that that is sort of split, so that might make quite a nice stacked pocket. So I'm just going to, as I'm going through looking at these, let me just get my little post-it notes out. I should have been a bit more prepared tonight, I'll be honest, but it's been so cold. I haven't had one to come out here. So I think this would make quite a nice stacked pocket. So I'm just going to write that idea on there, stacked pocket. That's it, can't spell tonight. Okay, so I think that would be quite nice as one pocket. Now, obviously, I've got a horizontal and a vertical, so I'm going to have a little look through and see what other ones might fit quite nicely on there. So these are quite slim cuts. Let's have a little look at these longer ones. So I quite like this one. This one could make quite a nice, now bearing in mind I've not trimmed these down or anything, but I think that would make quite a nice horizontal pocket, because obviously you're going to have the bit that you fold over. We might just trim down the edge, so let's go with that one. So it's really just looking at what you've got and how you're going to use these. So I'm just going to go on there and we'll go horizontal pocket. So I think that would look quite nice. So I've got a stacked pocket and a horizontal pocket. Now this would be like my vertical pocket. So let's have a little look and see what else I've got that might, look at this. I mean, how cute is that? This lovely little penguin with these little, you see, I'm definitely going to have to take him off and use him on something. What else have we got? A little Merry Christmas. Now this was stuck on a card here. Unfortunately, I think in the cold it's come off, but I quite like this with the little robins. So if I take the back bit off, I could probably maybe trim that card down and sort of attach that on there. So I think that would make quite a nice vertical pocket. So let's just pop that on there. Vertical pocket. So I'm just looking at what I've got and how I'm going to utilise these. Now, I have in the past made like my flapper pages where you get like 4 flaps that come over. So really, if I was going to do something like that, I need to have 4 cards exactly the same sort of size and pretty much going in different ways. So I think that one looks quite sweet, but it's just looking at what we've got. That one I quite like, but I think I can take those elements off and use that. And again, it's looking at the wording. Now, obviously, that one is quite sweet. That's a new one that I've not had. So I could maybe go down, you know, the nativity scene, or we could sort of go with some Christmassy ones. You see, oh, Christmas tree, that's quite sweet. We've got a little Christmas tree there. That one's a little bit smaller. Let's just have a little look. Well, you can't quite see what I'm doing off the side here, but so we've got another Christmas tree one with Merry Christmas. So we could go all Christmas trees. Let's see, what else have I got? Have I got anything else that sort of size? Okay, so I could go, so I've got, funny enough, look how very similar they are, but not, if you know what I mean, because of the colours and that, because that again is something that I need to consider. So those are quite cute. They're slightly different sizes, but I think they would work. Let's just have a little measure, because if it's sort of 4 inches by 6, then that one's just under 4, but that would be fine, by just under 6, so that could work. Got a lovely wintry scene, so that one could work. So that's quite nice. Got a nice wintry scene one there with the robin, which can be sort of trimmed down. I mean, that's really lovely. Maybe we'll go with perhaps some more traditional ones then. So I quite like that one, and I'm just thinking of how the flaps fold over, and you've got one coming up, so I need 2 to be horizontal and 2 to be vertical. So we've got a horizontal there and a vertical there. Right, so let's just have a quick rummage through to see what else I've got. All these lovely cards. I'm very blessed. I don't know, do many people get Christmas cards these days? You know, I think it's, see, now that's quite a traditional one as well. You've got the lovely balls there, and again that can be trimmed down. It's quite cute, quite a little funky. Or the Christmas tree, but I thought I had a nicer Christmas tree. So I'm just looking at the words actually. Now that one with the balls, is that going to be too much though? Okay, so we've got that one which has got Christmas trees on it. Maybe picking more of the white and leave that one. Or I've got that one which has got the robins on it as well, which is quite sweet, although it is a little bit smaller than the others. Or we've got this one with Santa. Okay, so we're sort of boiling it down to a few choices here. So I need 4 cards. I need 2 vertical and 2 horizontal. Okay, and I'm looking at the wording as well, because I might not necessarily want wording on every bit, or where you're not going to see that. Yes, good evening, Mickey. He's arrived. He's decided to come and sit out with me in the cold workshop. I don't think he's going to stay here that long. I know, I'm talking to everybody, aren't I? Yes. So maybe I quite like the Noel, because that ties in with the robins. You've got that bit on there as well. And maybe not the Christmas tree, and then we've got the old Christmas tree there as well. So I think perhaps these will do for the flapper pages. Okay, so we're going to label that one up, and then it literally will just be a case of putting these together. So these are the flapper pages. Okay, stick those on there. Now, talking of the flapper pages, I did do one page which was called the square dance, which I thought was quite sweet. So let's have a little look at the square cards, because there might be something in here. Now we've got a couple of fun little ones, little winter ones. It's my little Hugo the Ghost. That's quite cute. And again, so these are already quite tiny. That might only need a little bit of trimming. But then we've got some other lovely ones, like a magical Star of Wonder, Season's Greetings. So again, you see he's quite sweet. It's got a little with Love at Christmas. We've got a nice little embossed bit behind that, so that could work. So again, I'm just looking at colours and designs. I think the penguin's going to be a bit too big. I think these ones are a bit too big, so let's move those out the way. Let's look more closely at these others. I've got quite a few. I've got quite a few big ones. I don't really want to cut the big ones up. So we've got a magical reindeer. So if I was to put that on there, I could possibly trim that off and trim that down a bit. So that's quite nice. I quite like that one. Star of Wonder. So I could possibly trim that. So that would just fit in as well. So that one would work. And they're quite nice colours together. Okay, and then if I was doing something opposites, I've got Season's Greetings. So that would be quite nice. So we're sort of going, again, a little traditional. I'm just looking at the wording. You see, and you've got that one actually that ties in the blue and the sparkle on that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, there we go. As I said, you don't necessarily have to use up all of these, but all of your Christmas cards, but it's just having a little look. Hi Zoe, thank you for joining. She's just popped on just to say hello. Just using up Christmas cards. There's my little thing. So we're going to use this as a little, so this is going to be my square dance one. So already I've already got quite a few square dance. I've already got quite a few different pages. So we've got square dance is one page. We've got flapper, we've got the water vertical pocket, we've got the horizontal, and we've got a stacked pocket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. Okay, so I'm just stacking those there. One of the other ones that I did was, let's have a little think now. I've done some with belly bands, and I've done some with like with doors that open. Now just looking at some of these, I really want a nice big one that's going to open for the doors, but I do quite like this one actually, the Winter Wonderland, and I'm wondering whether I can actually on the page, let me just grab one of the pages and just maybe have that cut, or have it so that that opens up, and then you've got that nice shape that you might be able to tuck something behind there. That's a possibility. So I'm just going to leave that one sitting there for the minute. And what else have we got? What else? Let's have another little look. You see this one, Let It Snow. We've got a little fun thing. Season's Greeting. Now that would be a good one to have just for a label or something along those lines. Now I've got this one, but that is quite a narrow door, so that really isn't going to work. These are a little bit on the smaller side. Let's just see what else we've got. So we've got the lovely little Santa, Christmas Wish. What else have I got? Oh yes, this little penguin. But I quite like that one as well. Now this one would make quite a nice scene. It's again, we're going to face up the page, so that is a little bit big, but I can sort of trim that down. But that one I could almost split, or I could cut out this bit and maybe have something tucked in behind that. So we're just going to put that to one side for the minute. And then let's just have a quick little look through these others. Oh no, he's rather lovely, the Robin. And I've got this, which is really nice. It's like a little pocket. What else have we got? We've got Santa Claus. Penguins. Okay, they're always useful. And again, that's got a really nice Merry Christmas there as well. So I definitely want to use that one and that one. This one is quite fun as well. It's got Christmas time, so I could almost take that off and then put that in on a corner, or do something like that. Let's have a little look. Merry Christmas. We've got Christmas tree. We've got one with a nice little snowflake on there. We've got some funky, fun little ones. So that's quite sweet, the little mince pies. Now, that again could be used. I suppose I could do smaller doors. Maybe I could do little doors, like little saloon doors almost. But okay, it's quite a few different ones to go. The penguin I love as well, and we've got all these other little ones. Do you know what I think? I think the key thing is let's make some pages with what we've got already, and then we can work out what else I want to do, what I want to do afterwards. So I'm just going to pop those there because they're ones that I would like to do something with.